Hi, I'm Bill the Geek, broadcasting not live from Mazatlan, Mexico. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, and we make videos about the joys of living in Mexico. We're going to take a trip to Durango, Mexico, located in the state of Durango. It's Durango, Durango. This was a mysterious trip. I could see it on the map. It's about a 4-hour drive on the bus from Mazatlan. And I saw that it had a population somewhere between 1 million and 1.6 million people, but they had no Facebook groups for expats. That was a real mystery. I took the bus trip from Mazatlan to Durango, which was 800 pesos. That's like $40. But with my senior citizen discount card, I only paid half price. The mountains were spectacular. We went through 61 tunnels. We'll show you a few. I could live in Durango. If I lived in Durango, I would pay about half for rent than what I pay here in Mazatlan. It's so beautiful in the mountains on this 4-hour trip. That's just worth the money right there to visit Durango. And they've shot so many Western movies here. The Magnificent Seven was shot in Durango. A Fistful of Dollars was shot in Durango. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly was shot in Durango. The famous Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid were shot in Durango. The Wild Bunch and the Mask of Zorro were shot in Durango. So I get to Durango, take a bus to my hotel. I'm going to show you that in a second. It's right in El Centro. But on the way to my hotel, I saw many signs of sophistication in the city. I saw Sears, Woolworths. Yes, Woolworths and Sears are big down here in Mexico, and a very good quality. I saw Burger King, McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chickens, Walmart, Sam's. They had sophisticated malls. They had all the stuff going on down here. I get to my hotel and I booked it, and I'm a block away from the main square, which is called the Plaza de Armas. We're going to see that in a second. It's right, my hotel was right a half a block away from the main cathedral, and the hotel was called La Roma. Ends up that the hotel where I was staying, La Roma, Elizabeth Taylor had stayed there in 1955, as well as James Dean when they were working on a movie together. John Wayne had stayed at La Roma Hotel. And during the Revolutionary War, sure, Pancho Villa stayed at La Roma. My location was fabulous. If you do visit Durango, I've heard of trips that they leave Mazatlan early in the morning and come back at night. I wouldn't do that. I spent 3 nights and I had plenty to do just walking around. They have 5 major colleges there, so their people are very intelligent. They have 5 major colleges and then sub-colleges. They have agriculture here, mining, industry, aerospace. They have major United States corporations that are manufacturing in Durango. The town is sophisticated and the people are very intelligent. Leave a comment. Tell us what you think, and if you know someone that would like to take this trip to Durango, click the share button. And hey, click the like button. Go all the way. Click the subscribe button. I'm half a block away from the Cathedral, Our Lady of Assumption, and it was a real piece of work. It seemed to be as large as the cathedral on the plaza in Guadalajara, which is huge. All kinds of places for people to sit, art on the walls, super high ceilings, and it's directly in front of the plaza known as the Plaza de Armas. The Plaza de Armas was huge with people, lots of people there all of the time. In the nighttime, they have restaurants all around. They have restaurants there in the day also, but there's a lot of history here. Being right in front of the cathedral, this is where they have all their special events, dances, and back when the Spanish first built it, it was used as a place for executions. One of the leaders of the Mexicans' war for independence was Miguel Hidalgo, and you'll see his name all over Mexico. You'll see statues of him all over Mexico. Here he is in Tlaquepaque with a group of statues. I think it's known as La Grita, meaning the scream for independence. Hidalgo is so popular that there are 14,000 streets or more named after him in cities throughout Mexico. Ends up, the Spanish caught up with him. They brought him to the Plaza de Armas here in Durango, and they killed him with a firing squad. After they shot him to death, then they cut off his head and put it on a stick and left it in the Plaza de Armas so everyone could be scared to death of the Spanish. On a side note, I must say that back in 1512, when the Spanish started showing up on the scene, they say that there were somewhere between 8 million and 28 million people living in the area that is now called Mexico. Once the Spanish arrived over a period of time, 90% of that population died, mostly to disease, executions, war, and overwork in the mines. There's a lot to do in Durango. You don't have to just eat all day. You can also visit numerous museums. I went to several. A half a block away, I could go to the Museum of Minerals. It's underground. They have an entrance at the Plaza de Armas. You go downstairs and you walk about 1 kilometer through this museum. It looks like a mine. They have all the history of their tools, the history of mining, and Durango was very big in gold, silver, and other precious minerals. Also, a block away from my hotel was the Museum of Pancho Villa, and there you can learn all about the Revolutionary War, and there is a difference between the Revolutionary War and the War of Independence, and you should be aware of this. If you visit Durango, it's a must that you take the cable car ride that leads from the middle of town and takes you about 2.5 kilometers up on a hill on a cable. They call it the Teleferico. And it only costs like $1. But with my senior citizen discount card, I only paid 50 cents. It was very clean and enjoyable. I must say that Durango is also known as the town of scorpions. They have a lot of scorpions there. I didn't see any, but in the mines they had a problem with scorpions for centuries because the miners would be down there and then they'd find a nest of them, and they have a display just for the scorpions and how they dealt with them in the Museum of Minerals. I could definitely live in Durango. The cost of living is very low. It's very clean. There's a lot of industry there, a lot of colleges, many educated people. And let me give you some prices on a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and 3-bedroom apartments. We go live every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time. So we have people from all over the world, and we talk about the joys of moving to, living in, visiting, vacationing in Mexico. So click that subscribe button and you'll get a notification 2 minutes before we go live Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time. At my hotel, La Roma, the receptionist was bilingual. And I said, well, what are rentals like around here? And she says, well, what are you paying in Mazatlan? And I told her what I was paying. And she said, you could get a whole house right here in the middle of town with 4 bedrooms for about 5,000 pesos a month, which is about $250 a month. Prices I found on the internet were 1 bedroom fully furnished for 5,500 pesos a month. That's like $275 a month. A 2-bedroom, fully furnished apartment in the middle of town with a garage would be 7,800 pesos a month. That's a little under $400 a month. A 3-bedroom apartment with a balcony and a mountain view would be about 9,800 pesos a month, which is a little less than $500 a month. Could I live in Durango? I would give a definite 2 thumbs up. It's giant. Depending on who you talk to, the population, as I said earlier, somewhere between 800,000 and 1.6 million. There's tons of things to do, especially if you like nature and biking and hiking and hot springs and things like that. I'm going to say one of the big upsides is the Canadians and Americans have not found the place yet, so the prices are really low and you don't see any. I saw maybe 4 Americans or Canadians in the 3 nights and 4 days I was there. I like that. I was living and experiencing Mexico. Thank you very much for watching. This was one of the most beautiful trips I've taken in my life. I strongly suggest it. So we have many more videos to come. Click that subscribe button and we'll see you in the next video.